Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Today we're talking about force parties. This is a way to gather your friends and tackle the things on your to-do list that you keep putting off. Join us as we talk about what we need help doing, why we can't make ourselves do it, and how this fun party approach might work. Listeners, today we are talking about getting things done, forcing ourselves to do dreaded tasks, getting off that procrastination couch and actually doing what we need to do. And we found an Instagram reel that we think is going to be a great springboard for this discussion. So, Mindy, why don't you explain what we are talking about?
I mean, aren't we always looking for some sort of life hack or trick to try to be more intentional and get the things done that we're still going to continue to have a list? I just have a feeling. But this topic seemed to resonate with all of us. Marie found this reel going around, and the term was the forcing party. The idea behind the forcing party is that you invite friends over and you create this supportive environment where you can get together with your friends to literally then talk about, what do I need help getting done? What have I been avoiding? Do I have a to-do list? And then you literally sit there and you try to help each other have the motivation to do the things you need to do. And I loved this idea. I think, Julie, it seemed to resonate with you as well. So we, of course, were like, yes, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, I was like, some people see a coach or a therapist, but what better way to have your friends come over and invade your life and make you do things you don't want to do?
I know. So on the little caption of the Instagram reel, it says, just got home from a forcing party where friends and I forced each other to do the things that we've been avoiding. And it says, so far, a passport has been filed, an inbox has been zeroed, a personal website has been created, and more. And so this just really got me thinking, like, we need these kind of shake 'em up moments.
Well, yeah, and I just have to say, it was kind of mind-blowing. Marie, when you sent this, I think it was last week in the afternoon, I had been with this group of women that I meet with monthly, and we were 5 of us floating around in her pool, and we got into this big conversation, and it was exactly this. Like, somebody brought up lack of motivation, somebody brought up ADD, somebody brought up, like, I can't get anything done, and we ended up spending the entire afternoon talking about this. So then I get in my car and I see that I have a text message from Marie, and it's this video. So I immediately forwarded it back to all the friends that I'd just been with and thought, can you believe this? So I thought, okay, I'm pretty sure this topic will hit home with a lot of people because it did the seven of us,
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Well, one thing we've talked about before, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this up right now, it really hit a nail on the head when Gretchen Rubin talked about suffering for 15 minutes. And because of the word suffer is in front of the 15 minutes, it already sounds negative to me. And I remember saying, even back then, I'm like, I don't even want to suffer for 1 minute. And so the fact that this is termed as a party, I think already is like, yes, okay, a party. And then it's to get things done, like passports and doctor's appointments.
I did see a lot of complaints about the title. Like, maybe we could change it to Get Her Done Party or Motivation Madness or Admin Night. Like, there were more positive titles. But
no matter what you call it, the idea is the same. And I guess we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, why do we need this? Like, why do we need to have a forcing party? Why can't we just get our stuff done on our own?
Because we're all lazy. No. There's a million other things you could be doing than the tasks that are just mundane and meaningless sometimes.
Well, one of the other things that Gretchen Rubin says that always comes to my mind is things that can be done at any time are done at no time. Yeah. So some of these things on my list could be done at any time, And so I never get around to them. Like, there's not a huge sense of urgency, but I would like to get them done. So without a deadline or without a reason, sometimes we don't start something.
Yeah.
Other things just feel overwhelming, like we don't even know where to start, or sometimes, like, I don't want to make appointments for myself, like medical appointments, or even take my cars in for maintenance because I want to avoid bad news. If I don't go to the doctor, then they can't tell me that anything's wrong. If I don't take my car for its routine oil change, then they can't come up with 7 other things that I need to make a decision on whether or not to have done that day. Like, I don't want bad news. Like, I'm going along in my life without knowing, and ignorance is bliss sometimes. So
Yeah, because once you go to the doctor, the timeline starts. Like in so many days, I'm going to hear a report. But before you go, it's just indefinite.
Yeah, sometimes I say I'd rather just not know. I really would. I'd rather live in the ignorance. But I was also thinking, like, this is literally the life of a stay-at-home mom. Sometimes there's no goal at the end. There's no time frame for certain things. You have to create all of your own routines and boundaries and reward systems and even the time in which you get things done and scheduling. And some people are really great about that. Some people have the chore charts and they do all the things and they have the reward systems in place. And then there's the other people. It's this random, monotonous, you're never done. Like, you're not getting paid for it. There's no gold ribbon. There's
end in sight.
Yeah.
I thought about fear and avoidance, just like if you don't know how to do something, or especially if there's a technological hurdle, then that's going to make me not want to start. Fear of making the wrong decision, so it's just better not to make a decision. But really, not taking action is making a decision. So those are always hard for me. And recently, I think habit is coming into play. Like, it does seem to snowball. Once you put something off, it gets easier and easier to put other things off. And then it can almost feel like kind of a shameful thing. Like, oh, this is my identity. I'm a procrastinator, And it just, I don't know, it just gets easier and easier to do that. And also, grief is a huge demotivator. And I realize that I'm motivated by people around me. So being alone does not help.
Yeah.
You said, do you notice seasons where it's worse? I guess I notice seasons where it's better. So it's almost sometimes like the busier you are, the more you get done type of principle.
Yeah.
So, like, if I am trying to do a bunch of different things and keep a bunch of different balls in the air, it almost feels easier to put that schedule your colonoscopy on your list than it does if your day is pretty empty, because you think, well, I could call it any time. And then another day goes by and another day goes by and you don't bother. But like, if you have like just limited time to accomplish a bunch of tasks, I feel like sometimes we get around to them quicker and we just do them.
Yeah, that's why I keep a list. And so then when the list gets big enough, I tend to take action.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, success breeds success. So it's really motivating. If I do one thing, then I'm more likely to do the next 5.
True.
But if I avoid the first thing, none of it's getting done.
That's very true.
But I was going to say seasons of transition sometimes make it really hard for me to focus on mundane tasks. Julie mentioned grief. I'll say seasons of waiting. That sometimes you're waiting for something else to happen before you feel motivated to do your list. And so, like, right over the summer, I was waiting for the boys to go back to school. I kept thinking, well, I'll have a lot of time. Jacob will go back to college. Nathan will get back in, to school. And then I'll get motivated. And so I will literally procrastinate it until another time. And so I still have a list that we'll talk about later. None of that's been accomplished yet, but those are other reasons that I off.
One other reason, back on the kind of the causes or the roots of procrastination, is ADD or ADHD, and that actually is kind of what started our conversation in the pool that day, and by the end, we all thought we had it by the end of the
Yes.
conversation. But I've always thought I've had ADHD, and I know if you that might surprise you, but I think in adults it looks very different than it does in children. And the H part has always allowed me to be very productive, but mostly I'm hyper focused on one thing to the exclusion of everything else. So
Mm.
if I'm doing a project, I'm going to stay up all through the night for 4 nights, get it done, and then we don't have any meals, any laundry, so
Mhm.
sometimes I don't start things because I know I'm going to
Mm.
be that way about it.
Mhm.
You're gonna just dive into a big hole.
Yeah, I don't want that in my life right now. I'm not good at just reasonable
Moderation.
intervals of steady work. Yes. So oh, and another thing that I don't we'll talk about the comments later, but I kept seeing this term called body doubling, and I
Yeah.
looked that up, and I thought, "This is really interesting because I have lived and relied on this most of my life."
Really?
And I didn't know this
What
was a
did it
term.
mean?
Okay, it means that it's actually an intentional tactic used by people, like, maybe with ADHD, where you have someone in the same room as you doing something productive, not necessarily what you're doing, but just
Right.
alongside of you, and that is motivating. And I thought, "This is my
Oh.
whole life." Like, I always formed study groups in college.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
John and I relied on John for this. So this kind of explains a lot of my life right now.
Mm.
Like, John would be at the kitchen counter paying bills. Well, I'd suddenly get motivated to plan the week's menus or cook some meals up for the week because I would be in the kitchen with him,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and so just having somebody around that's also working, I find very motivating. It doesn't have to be helping me
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
doing what
Uh-huh.
I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
Just to know that somebody else is doing something productive, that motivates me.
Oh, I've
So,
yeah.
it's really been hard to be alone because all that's gone. Now
Oh.
I only have to ask myself, "Should
Yeah.
I do this? No." Do I wanna get up at 7 or 9? Does it really matter? I mean, I just
Yeah.
don't. Do I need to clean the house now? Why? I can just
Yeah.
put that off. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's this is really hitting home for me because 'cause I'm really struggling with it right now. I kinda miss
Mm.
the old Julie 'cause
Oh,
Ju
that's
old Julie got
interesting.
a lot of stuff done, and it's not like I attach my worth to that. I Being productive is really fun for me.
Mhm. Yeah.
I love doing
Yeah.
things and
Yeah.
being busy and, you know,
Yeah.
accomplishing things and stuff, and I'm just not doing that anymore, and it's really bothered me.
I saw that term over and over again, body doubling, but I didn't know what they
Mhm.
were talking about. I mean, of course, I've heard body double. I thought
Yeah.
it was like someone standing in for you.
Yeah. Well, I take this in the negative route, and I just mentioned the summer with the boys' home. If anyone's at home and not doing anything, then
Well,
I'm
yeah,
completely unmotivated. So
if they're not doing
there's
anything productive.
I'm like, "Oh, wait, they're watching a movie. Well, might as well watch a movie." And so I would typically do if there's anybody else that's, not doing something, I will join them.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I really related with, I know we're going to talk about comments later, but I have to bring this up because it was my first thought when we talked about this topic was I need to have the party at my house so that I'll get it
Yes.
clean in all the random places and nooks and crannies that I wouldn't have had the
Right.
motivation had I not had the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll force you to clean your house.
Literally, the invitation alone to come over
Uh-huh.
would be the motivation.
Well, I did think about just general categories. They're mostly mundane things. And like you said already, Marie, that there are things that don't need to be done every day, so they
Mhm.
are harder to find a time to do it because
Mm.
it's just
Mhm.
easy to let them go and then they can become
Mhm.
really overwhelming. Like, I don't struggle with keeping the dishes out of the sink or clutter
Mm.
picked up. I do that
Mhm.
every day. It's
Mhm.
the things that don't get done. So, a good example is like my continuing education. It's due every 2 years. I do it all the last month. So for 23 months, I do nothing. And then the last month, I'm just dying. And every year when I finish, I say, "Well, I'm never doing it that way again."
I do that too.
Have I ever done it differently? No, because every year I think, "Oh, I'll just do 2 hours a month, and then, it'll be
That
no big
doesn't
deal,
work.
but
No.
I haven't done that yet. I know. So I would sit and make myself do some continuing education.
Yeah. So you would try to get people. Now, people would be more than willing to give you a schedule. Probably someone would say, how about you do 2 hours a month? But that wouldn't really be helpful to you, Julie. So, like,
No.
what would be helpful at the force party?
Well, at the force party, I looked up kinda how could you logistically do that, and they said you could maybe take 30 minutes and everybody work on something,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
then go and eat a snack or have fun or
Okay.
talk.
Mhm.
So I really like the idea where you actually do it at the party, not just talk
Yeah.
about it.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
would do me no good. I already know what I need to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
I would just leave with a bigger list of things I need to get done as I listen to everybody else's list.
Right.
right, right. Like, I don't need a passport right now, but that was a cool idea. Like, sometimes that
Yeah.
can be intimidating, like, what forms will I need and how to fill it out, and
Right.
filling forms out is a good
Ugh.
example. Like, you could just sit there, and then if you came across a question that you didn't know, you could throw it out to everybody like, "Hey, what does this mean?"
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, that would
Right.
be helpful.
I don't know how someone at the force party could really help me with this, but I used to think nothing of repainting something. A room, furniture, whatever. It was like, let's just pull out our paintbrush, our paint supplies, and just get it done. I have such a mental hurdle since I moved 2 years ago to painting anything. I think the only thing I've painted is like one little end table that I bought. I
Mhm.
don't want to paint anything, but yet right behind me while we're recording, I have this big cabinet that I bought on Facebook Marketplace that really needs to be painted. And
Mm.
I feel like at a force party, I need someone to force my hand and say, okay, here are 3 colors, choose one.
Mhm.
And let's order that
Mm.
paint online right now. And I want you to send me a picture of it by next Friday or something, because
Yeah.
I could say to myself from now for the next year, you should paint that cabinet.
Oh,
Right.
that's a good idea about helping with the color selection, because
Mm.
that
Yeah.
sometimes is the biggest hurdle?
Mhm.
Yeah. That was my holdup in the procrastination that happened with our kitchen getting painted was I literally had information overload in my head. I had looked at so many inspiration pics. I had so many different colors and I couldn't narrow it down, so I stopped looking and I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it really took talking to a person that I trusted that helped to say, these are the colors I've used. Here's a shorter list of these colors. And, you could go either way. And that helped me. Like she limited my choices. Because paint color, she said, this is why I have a job. She's a designer. She said,
Uh-huh.
it's literally to help people pick paint colors.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone gives you 2 or 3 choices and says, none of these are wrong, just pick one, then you
Yeah.
feel like, okay.
Like, oh, okay, I can
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Well, something like your continuing education, Julie, something that I could definitely use to be forced to do and not procrastinate is my Christmas list. Having a plan and some ideas for each person that I'll be buying for,
Mm.
having just everything organized and written out, and maybe go ahead and start looking for things because there was only 1 year that we were podcasting and I talked about how awesome I did that 1 year.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it's August right now, and I haven't started. And I was thinking, gosh, everything was so much easier when I did a little bit every month
Mm.
than
Mhm.
doing it all at the end. And you can't find certain things because if you're looking for a summer item, you're not going to find it in the winter.
Mm.
Mhm.
So, working on my Christmas list.
That's a
Okay.
great
I
idea.
need to be nailed down to that. And I could almost get together once a month to work on that
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
as
a good
part of
idea.
it. So, another thing that always takes more time and I always procrastinate is downloading my pictures off of my phone.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, that was another one of mine.
That would need to be
Okay.
its own party, picture
Yeah.
party.
Pictures.
It's oh yeah. Yeah, and then there's so many other things to do with pictures. So, I'm just saying download. That's I'm
Okay.
staying very surface level on the pictures.
Yeah, I would say, like, clean up my photos, like, get rid of
Yeah.
duplicates or screenshots or
Yes.
recipes or,
Mhm.
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The one thing that I would bring to it also that I could actually probably do there is I need to change my name with Social Security. Okay, this is really embarrassing. If you think about it, as procrastination. I don't know that it is procrastination. I think it was an oversight, but it has become procrastination. I was married 36 years. And when we filed our taxes, I noticed that my name is Julie Lynn Poole. And I thought, that's really weird. Like, how did that work? Because I did change my name. Like every other form of ID is Julie King. So I called Social Security. I finally got up the courage to I think I had to call Steve to give me the number. Like I couldn't even
You need
find
help.
out which number to call. Yeah. So I called them. They were really nice and helpful, but you do have to go into an appointment. You
Oh,
do
no.
have to meet them. So I did make the appointment, but she said, "Well, a lot of people don't change their name. You could keep your maiden name. There's no problem with that." And I said, "Well, no, but I have on everything else,
Mhm.
so all my ID." And she goes, "Yeah, that'll be a problem later on, like with Medicare and all that." So that is just, I don't know, anytime dealing with a government agency, I
Oh,
get
yeah.
very
Yeah. Well,
taxes
plus,
or
how did you ever get a passport? Because don't you have to send in your Social Security card, or do you not?
I have no idea. And
Okay,
then
okay.
I was expecting a big refund the first year John died, so I was really worried when the names weren't gonna match that they wouldn't send it to me.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they did, so they've just done it every year, no
Oh,
problem, and
so
so
weird.
so
Yeah.
then I was scared to change it, like it's gonna cause some kind of red
No, I
flag.
know.
oh,
Yeah, and I said
oh.
something to the lady like, "I can't believe my husband didn't change that or something," and she went, Ma'am, that is not your husband's job, that is your job." She said, "You're the only one that could do it, like, somebody couldn't
Uh,
do it for you."
but
That's why
John
it
never
hasn't
even
been
said,
done.
"Hey, Julie, did you notice this?"
That's what I actually meant was I can't believe he just didn't say anything, for 36
She's
years.
like,
Especially because
"Ma'am, you
he's
can't blame
so
your husband."
careful about everything.
Yeah, just really strange,
He
and that
got
was one
tired
of
of nagging you, Julie. He told you for 20 years and you
I
just
don't
ignored
remember
it.
that. I don't remember that.
He finally let it go the last 16.
My goodness. Oh, okay. Well, here's something that I would bring. Okay, I'm in my 50s and okay, someone has to help me figure out coffee. I don't own a coffee pot. And I threw a shower here this weekend and someone said, "Oh, could you provide the coffee?" And I said, "No, I can't because I don't even own a coffee pot." So someone had to bring their coffee pot and make it. And my daughter-in-law stays here and she drinks coffee. Now she's the only one that stays here that drinks coffee, but I don't want her to not have access to coffee. And I know that when we have people over, sometimes it's nice to serve coffee. At one point earlier in my marriage, I did own a coffee pot. But then it seems like coffee has gotten, for someone that doesn't drink it, from the outside, it appears that coffee has gotten so specific, complicated, so preferential that I'm scared to even dip one toe into the coffee world and offer a guest. Who knows? They might be laughing behind my face because I've offered them such horrible coffee and I don't even know it because I don't drink it. So it's
Yeah.
just a world that I do not understand. I want someone to say, you buy this coffee maker, you buy this coffee, and in general, everyone will like it.
But
That's
that's
a
the
big
problem because
Yeah.
everybody would have a different answer.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the party. You guys help me. We're at the party.
This is the party, Julie. We have to
Well,
give her an answer.
it depends, like, do you wanna serve, 6 or 8 cups and just be done with it, or do you want individual, or do you wanna learn how to make
I
coffee?
want
'Cause,
easy. Do you know me? I
All
want
right.
easy.
Okay, well, then, I mean, you just need, like, a Mr. Coffee pot that makes
Yeah.
6 cups,
You know
that's what
what?
you
Yeah.
probably
It's
need.
really not that easy, though, because I can never remember how much I'm supposed to put in the pot. And then you buy coffee. I might only serve it once a year. How long was that good for in my freezer? I've got this bag. I don't know how old it is. So then
Yeah.
I think K-cups. Who can go wrong with K-cups? Then people are telling me that K-cups have fallen out of favor. People don't like the plastic. They don't like this. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone seems to be more than happy to pour from a coffee pot.
Mhm.
And then if it's, coffee in your freezer, if you even just have those, let somebody else make it. There are directions on the coffee as to how to make it.
And there's Google.
It seems like, though, some people like to have it a little stronger, a little weaker. They have their own, Is it 3
Right.
tablespoons? Is it 2? Is it 2.5? Well, I'd like 3 tablespoons, but then a little extra because I like it a little stronger. I
Yeah.
don't know. For someone that doesn't drink coffee, it's like I'm making something blind for people and serving it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah.
Well, here's one other option that would be good for parties or showers is
Okay.
you can go to Starbucks or Panera and you can buy a literal carton of coffee that
Yeah.
they've made, like in a cardboard box with a spout.
Yes.
Really?
And yes,
Yeah.
we've done that for like women's ministry events
Mhm.
Is
or
it
yeah,
hot?
like yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Oh, this is new information for me.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you don't really want to make coffee now, if your daughter-in-law's staying with you and you want to have it in the morning, that's a different option or
Yeah.
different need. But yeah, for a party, you don't. You could just buy
Oh,
pre-made coffee.
this is
Yeah.
interesting. And how would you keep it hot?
I'm assuming it's kind of insulated.
Oh,
Maybe it
okay.
Yeah.
has some
The
kind of
box or the
insulated lining.
carton or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like for your daughter-in-law, if you had even just a Mr. Coffee and you have coffee filters,
Mhm.
just always ask her like, well, what ground coffee can I buy for you while
Mhm.
you're here? Because you can get a small enough package
Mhm.
because her tastes are going to change too. Like
Yeah.
nobody buys the same coffee they did 10 years ago. But that's a pretty simple way to, you always have the coffee filters in the coffee pot, and then you
Right.
can just ask before she comes, hey, what are you into right now? You
Yeah.
know, I'll grab
Yeah.
that.
Well, I have
And then she
coffee
can make it.
filters because of my sourdough bread.
Mhm.
You have coffee filters
I have
for your
coffee
bread.
filters because of that.
One ingredient down, 2 to go.
So anyways, now the problem with this is I have some ideas, but I need someone to hold me accountable that I actually figured out coffee.
Yeah, I do understand the intrepidation.
Or just learn
Yeah.
to drink coffee yourself.
Oh.
There's that.
Okay. All right. What's something else you guys would bring?
Well, I have trepidation when it involves financial tasks. So
Mm.
I went and met with my financial advisor, and he wanted me to change John's IRA to my in my name. When I
Mm.
was 59 and a half, I could do that.
Mhm.
So he helped me open it up in the office, and he goes, "Now, when you get home, just fund it." And I thought,
What
okay,
does that
okay.
even mean?
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, fund it.
Sounds
What is it?
easy.
What does that mean? So he, as he's speaking, I'm literally writing down every word the man says. I can hardly read my writing because when I get home, I'm like, what does this mean? And it seems so easy when I'm in there with him. And then I get home. I waited 2 weeks before I
Oh.
funded this IRA. So then I'd totally forgotten everything that the man said. And so it wasn't just as simple as hit this button and move it. I was so scared. So I had to call like the helpline and had this person walk me through it. So then I also wanted to move some cash to a money market. And he's like, "Oh yeah, just go to the website and you'll see, hit this and you can just transfer." Well, when I opened that up, the button said trade. And I went,
Oh.
"Oh my
No.
gosh." It's like, "Do I really want to trade?" That was the only option I had. So I went ahead and hit it. And then it was like buy or sell and I was like, "I don't know." And
Mm.
so I think I just went with buy and it turned out that was right. But I did it twice.
What do you
And
mean you
so
did it? You overfunded it? Like you funded it twice?
yes, like twice the amount. And so
Oh.
so this was on a Friday. And so I
Oh.
lived all weekend
Oh my
with
goodness.
that I did this because it showed up in my little transactions that I'd done it twice.
Oh my goodness, Julie.
So I was just freaking out. I knew I couldn't call him. I had to live all weekend. So Monday I texted him and he goes, "Oh yeah, I saw that." He said, "That kind of transaction, it won't allow you to do it twice. It's fine."
Wow. Well, that's good.
It is good, but I had to live all weekend
Yes.
thinking just the opposite. I
Yeah.
was like, I hit the trade button. Like, no.
Oh, Julie.
I'm just imagining that I had sold everything, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna lose
Yeah.
money and all this stuff. So
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So I do not like tasks that involve technology and finances, especially those combined.
Okay. This is shameful to admit. I do have this on my list. I mean, again, this is one of those things that be done anytime, so I never do it. You guys, I don't have not access to our bank account. If I went in and proved who I was into the bank, I could get some money out. But I never use my ATM card, so it always expires. And I think one time I went to use it and I was at the bank and I went in and said, "Hey, this won't let me use it in the parking lot." And she's like, "Well, it says you haven't used it in 3 years." it automatically kind of says basically you don't use it enough. So I reset it up. I said to myself, I'm going to use this on a regular basis, walk out, immediately forget what my password was. If someone had a gun to my head and tried to get me to withdraw, I would not be lying to say, I can't withdraw. I don't know what my password is. I don't know anything. I don't know it. If I want cash, I tell Steve to get out some cash. But I also don't have any banking apps on my phone. So like, I don't know what I would do in an emergency. I guess I would go to the bank and throw myself at their mercy and try to prove who I am. But I don't know what to do, like in the whole banking world. And I just don't even really want to have it on my phone, or like my daughter-in-law said that my son is just like this. He doesn't look at it. Like, he has her do all of it. And I don't know, it must be a personality thing. Like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know about it, but I should. And so I should have these things. I should know these basic things.
You should.
And so I tell myself, I'm going to ask Steve for the stuff. I'm going to download on my phone. I'm going to learn to do this. And then I don't. So at a forced party, what could someone force me to do?
You could get your banking apps, because I remember when John did all this, he would say, oh, let me check the credit card and see if that went through. And I was like, how do you do that?
Right.
I would have to call them and explain how I know nothing. And, but now that everything has an app, it is kind of fun. Like, I can go and see immediately what came out of my banking account. I can see what immediately went on my credit card.
But is
and
that
it's kind of fun.
Is that fun?
It is very fun to know, like, that I am kind of in control of it, and that I can watch it and monitor it, and it's not just happening out there in oblivion for me to figure out later. Like, it's kind of good to keep on top of it. So, and the apps do make it easy. So you could just sign up for the apps.
Well, and the thing is if you had to learn it, then you would. Right now, you don't feel like you have to.
I should. The point is that I should.
Word is really... That keeps me from doing a lot of things. If I think I should, then I feel like a rebel. I'm like, I'm not doing that because I should do that.
Well, that's the catch-22 is like, you don't think anything's going to happen to the person that does this. Right. And so you don't do it until you have to, but it would be nice.
I know.
Thought ahead,
I know. I'm already breaking out kind of in a cold sweat right now thinking, what if I wait too long?
Here's where you need to work on your guest list for your forcing party. You need to invite people that are good at things that you're not good at.
True.
Because Julie has had to do this, and now she finds it fun. She's like, she'll say, you too can have fun like me. Let me show you how.
Yeah. No, Julie, I admire you because you have had to learn things that make me break out in a cold sweat. Like, to get on there and have to choose between buy and sell? I don't know.
I can't believe you clicked the button.
I know. I think I would have been calling...
I would have quit.
Calling someone. And I would have never done it on a Friday. I would have been thinking, I need to do this on Monday morning, so if I mess it up, I can immediately call someone.
See, I didn't even think of that because I don't know these things. So I just like, I'd probably put it off for 2 weeks and thought, I'm not going into the weekend without this done.
Getting this done. Getting it done now. Yeah. And then you couldn't sleep all weekend.
Friday at 4 p.m. Now's the perfect time to take care of something I don't know how to do.
Yeah, I had thought about what you said, Mindy. We have a lady in my life group class who worked in HR. So she knows all about insurance and just all of that stuff. And she even, I think, said one time, hey, if you ever need anybody to help you with things, I'd be glad to. And I've never taken her up on it because I'm so embarrassed that I'd have to I don't even know what to ask her. I would just need her to come sit with me as I open up bills and say, like, could you help me with all my EOBs? Because I don't know what any of this means. And just insurance stuff drives me crazy. Like, I look through my insurance policy that reads like very much like a legal document that no one could understand. And then it says it covers colonoscopies every year and mammograms. So I take that at their word. So I get my EOB and it says you owe $143. And I thought, I thought that mammogram was covered. Oh, that was the hospital, not the radiologist, or that was the colonoscopy doctor, not the center where you had it. But
Yes.
I take that as it's
Mhm.
covered.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
in totality, not,
Mhm.
and I don't know if that's like, are they ripping me off? Do I need to call and argue that? Or are they going to say, look, lady,
Yeah.
read the book?
This is the issue with healthcare, though, what you
I
just
feel like
said.
I would bring to the party, I am good at medical insurance.
Oh, good.
Because I just have always taken care of that, and so, like, I know how to read the policy, I know how to make sure the doctor's in network, I know how to call
Yeah.
ahead, I know how
Yeah.
to like, that doesn't intimidate me because that's my role in the family. Like, if Steve has to go to the doctor, he's like, "What's our insurance?" or "What doctor can I go to?" or "What are
Mhm.
they gonna charge me again?" But I know all that, because I've been
Right.
burned. You get burned a few times, and you're
Oh,
like, "I'm gonna
And
read the
then you
fine
learn.
print this time."
No, you're right, Marie. You are so right.
yeah.
You learn what to ask
Yeah.
because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So true.
Okay, so
Okay.
financial issues, we would all maybe Mindy would be good at them, but Julie and I
No.
So
No.
Maria, I'll teach you to make
No.
coffee and you can take care of all my medical bills.
I was
Does
gonna
that
help
seem
you
like a fair
coffee.
trade?
That would be
Shut
good.
up.
If you just had coffee on the ready the 2 or 3 times a year I need it, I'd gladly take care of your medical bills.
I'm gonna help you have fun. Okay, here's what I could bring to the party.
Okay.
Health and fitness.
Okay.
People that always say I should lose that 5 pounds or I should lose that 10 pounds or whatever your motivation is. I'm trying to, get healthier because I want to be able to play with my grandkids. I want to be able to get up off the floor, or I'm having a lot of pain in my back, or what's something that I can do to get started? I see all of this information out there. What do I need to actually know? Because I hear all these different things.
Mhm.
How should I eat? Like, what are some helpful ways to do this? I can't afford to hire a trainer. Like, those are the people I can help. Like,
Mhm.
I can help with that because
Yeah.
I've been there and I've done it and I'm way too practical to spend a lot of money, and health is free. Like, choices are free. And so if there's something I can do to be an encouragement to somebody to make some steps in the right direction with their health
Mhm.
or fitness, I love nothing more than to do that.
Well, and something I was encouraged about when I read more about this was this doesn't have to be a huge party. Like the three of us right here could already solve each other's problem. Like each of
Mhm.
us could speak
Yeah.
into another person's problem. You don't
Mhm.
need, I mean, it could just be two people. Like you don't need a big
Yeah.
group to do this.
Mhm.
Right.
And it is important who you invite. I agree. You got to have people with skills coming to this party.
Yes. You may not know that you actually possess skills that other people need, but there is something. I promise you, everybody
Yeah.
has something. So don't sit there thinking, I don't have anything.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is there anything else on your list that you need people to force you to do? Okay, my 2-year internet contract that I got when I moved into this house is about ready to expire.
Man.
And every day I think, I do not want to call Comcast/Xfinity. I don't want to call them. One, because I don't want any bad news. I don't want to call and say, what's my new rate going to be? Well, it's
Yeah.
probably going to double. I don't want to hear that. And then two, I don't really have another good choice. So it's not like because I didn't even want to go with them in the first place. I tried AT&T, but they couldn't get it set up here.
Mhm.
And so it's like, okay, I'm stuck with this service and I don't know how much it's going to go up after my 2-year introductory deal. And even calling, I know I'm going to have to go through a bunch of prompts. And so
Yep.
every day at the forced party, maybe someone could just start the call, put it on
Yeah.
speaker.
As you sit there for 2 hours
Yeah.
waiting for somebody to
And we
answer.
just find out this information rather than Marie just waiting for the new bill to come and being
Yeah.
afraid to open it.
Okay, I just broke out in a cold sweat because
Did
I'm
you?
thinking, do I have a contract? I don't even know. Like, is it going to
No.
expire? Is it just, I just thought I paid every month and it was going to be that way forever.
Well, probably not. I mean, I don't know. They usually raise it after a period of time.
Oh,
I'll know something went wrong if Julie's at your house next week podcasting on your Wi-Fi.
I mean, they're not going to shut it off. The contract ending would just mean that your bill goes up.
okay. Okay.
You're okay. You're okay for now.
They're never going to shut it off.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
All right. Anything else on your list?
Well, meal planning would also be on my list
Yes.
because if someone would just sit down with me and say, let's have this next week, I would be more motivated. But it's really hard when people do care about the end product, but really don't want to be involved on the front end. You know? Like,
Yes.
you're going to get, oh, this wasn't my favorite, or you just notice that no one's eating the leftovers, or no one's raving about this meal. It just makes it harder the next time to plan. So I actually enjoy cooking, but I want to cook something good that people are going to eat.
Well, this spoken from the woman who probably 75% of the time shares a recipe for I'm a fan, which explains a little bit to me because you obviously feel a high pressure to please your eaters. I don't feel any pressure to please my eaters, so I hardly ever make a new recipe.
Oh, I just don't want to go through all that work and it be for nothing, or not enjoyable.
No, I get that. I get that. Yeah.
So I'm always trying new things, and
Yes.
and I think for the most part they do like it, but I just wish there was a little more input on the front end.
Right.
Yeah. There needs to be a part of the party where it's all about meal planning, food, ingredients, where you do your shopping, ideas, things like that. Like we always need help with that because food is not going away. We have to consume it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like I could have my own little party right here in the house.
I think so. I think everyone would be excited to talk about that. One thing that I know that it would take me some pre-work to do this, but I have clothes that I need to sell.
Oh, yes.
Okay. They are mocking me. And I even moved them to another closet. And I was happily ignoring them until Bryce found them.
No.
He literally called me out on it. He's like, what's up with all the clothes in the upstairs closet? And I'm like, shoot. So what I would need to do is I think if I knew I was going to a force party, I would need to take pictures of each item and bring that with me to the force party. And then just sit there and either get on an app, because I know there are apps that I can sell clothes on, or I can do some sort of Facebook Marketplace situation or the Instagram. There's different ways that people sell clothes now, and there's a lot of options. I don't know what would work best. Anyways, I need to do it. I need to actually do this.
And maybe some of the people at your party would buy the clothes.
Maybe I should just bring the clothes.
Just bring the clothes.
Now, this is a great idea.
Yeah. I know I've sold a couple of things on Poshmark, but I'm always intimidated that I don't do it often enough. And when I go back and think, oh, how do you do that again? And then I'm going to have to be available to take messages, and then I'm going to have to ship it when they buy it.
You got to ship it.
I
know you're committing to a process.
Yeah. So like even on Marketplace, I kind of wait till I have a bunch, and then I just make myself listed. And I don't like just always having something on there. I like to try to sell it and be done.
I feel that way too. I need to mark things off my list. It needs to not be an ongoing marketplace of my clothes. That would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like people to force me to do, we've had the same cell phone service since cell phones came out, Verizon. I see these people that like switch every 2 years, and everybody in their family gets a brand new phone, and they get these great introductory offers. And then in 2 years, they switch again. And I obviously procrastinate because I've had the same one for years and years. I don't want to go through that process, but I feel like if some people were walking me through it, I could probably save some money.
True. That seems like it would kind of drive me crazy, but yeah, you probably could save some money because I do notice that bill goes up continuously.
Oh,
it is always going up. Yes.
That one never goes down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, some of the funny comments. Did you guys want to talk about any of the comments that other people were going to be doing?
I love one of the very first ones was, cool, I need a colonoscopy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. One of them said, I paid a couple friends to come over for 2 hours and help me clean out, organize 2 spare rooms. And for 9 months, she'd been putting off going through these rooms. And surprisingly, she said her friends and When they work together, they finish quite quickly with laughs and great conversation. And in the last 2 days, we tackled the garage, my daughter's bathroom vanity area, and my pantry. It was nice to get all these tasks done with a bit of company, and I didn't mind paying them at all. So I thought that was a good way. Like sometimes you don't even necessarily need to hire them. I feel like I would do this for free. Like just go over to someone's house and help them organize. That's fun.
And that's another good way to do it is just pick one person's house and everybody show up there to accomplish if it needs actual labor. And then, and then rotate the next time at somebody else's house. That's a great way to do it.
I noticed that somebody wrote in, and this was only a week ago, this comment, I still haven't done my taxes.
Yeah. How many extensions could you get?
I'm thinking, how many penalties are you about to pay?
I love this one. This was true for midlife. I don't even want to go to parties when they're fun. This wouldn't work for me.
I screenshotted that too, Julie.
Or nothing like some boundary crossing to start the fun.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Well, this one said, how about an appointment party where we all set up our yearly healthy dental, hair, etc. appointments and motivate each other to keep going and figure out insurance and stuff. So obviously she needs a whole thing. But I thought of Julie, how she was going to schedule everything her birthday month, and that made it so miserable that she completely changed.
It's awful.
November was a nightmare.
Thanksgiving, my birthday, and my mammogram, and my doctor's visit, everything else.
I did like somebody said that they had a similar party, but it was basically a bring the craft that you haven't finished for years to the party and finish the craft at the party. And I thought, oh, that was clever.
Yes.
I just realized that a friend of mine has been doing something like that, and I just now kind of realized that fits this category. She has an art day once a month or so at her house on Sunday afternoon. Like we all just bring our lunch, and you bring when she first invited me, I was like, "Ooh, what are we making?" And she said, "Oh no, not like that. You just bring whatever you're working on."
Okay.
It could be painting. It could be it could be knitting. It could be, I don't know, you were writing thank you notes for something. Like it could be any kind of project. And you just do it kind of in the company of other people. And I thought, this is why I like this so much, because I like to sit and work with other people.
Oh, it's your body doubling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so just bringing an unfinished project, like I had a rug that I was hooking, and it'd probably been 15 years. I pulled that out of the closet and took it, and I got a lot done that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Though this one actually sounded pretty accurate to what we've talked about. Some of the things we've talked about on this episode don't take a long time. It's like just getting started, and that helps bring the motivation. But yeah, somebody mentioned that they finally emptied their voicemail, that they had been avoiding and going through their voicemail and emptying it, or returning texts, or going through emails or whatever. Things like that just kind of build and build. Like she said, it took me all of 3 minutes to actually do the voicemails. And she's like, you would think that would motivate her to do it more often, because it didn't take a lot of time. But it's one of those things that weighs on you and you just put off.
Yeah.
I don't empty my voicemail until it says like, there's not enough storage on here to accept the message.
Me too. Yeah.
I did notice, Marie, every time you send a text to Julie and I, the number of like unread texts on your phone is ridiculous. It would stress me out.
Never even noticed that. But I sent a text to my sister.
Shows that?
I don't remember how it shows it.
She did a screenshot one time, and there was over 1,000.
Well, no, it's 157 right now.
Okay.
Of unread messages. Now, maybe
unread
emails.
Messages
Could be over 1,000 emails. But there's 157 unread text messages. And that number does not bother me one bit. I never even notice it. But for some reason, it really bothers my kids. And then also, I sent my sister something where somehow on the screenshot, she could see that. And she's like, what is up with your text? I was like, what does she mean? And then I looked at the number. I'm like, okay, she's wondering how I live like that. But it's also stuff that's like part of a group message, and I never bothered to reopen the group message, or it's from Verizon and I didn't actually open the message, so they all stay kind of unread.
Oh, I can't
that
stand to leave it though, like, on the then
uh-uh.
it looks like I've got 42 on I don't like to see the notification there.
And
She
I
is
don't
not
ever
worried
look at
about
I
this.
don't ever look at the notification. The way I check my text messages is if anything at the very top has come in. If you're down at the
Oh.
bottom, then I don't know.
Now emails, I tried to keep it at 0, and then I realized this cannot
Oh,
happen in the real world,
no.
and so my last email account, I had over 100,000
Mm,
messages, and
mhm.
so I pretty much just had to shut it down. And
Yeah,
so
at some
Yeah.
point, you're like,
yeah, so I started over again, and I've been better at it. I do go through and clean that up, but
yeah.
there's never a 0 out kinda thing.
It does seem
Yeah.
like that there could be a force party just to do with your phone, like unsubscribe from junk emails,
True,
go
Mhm.
through your
true.
pictures,
Yes.
read your texts,
Right.
Yeah.
or delete old texts. Like I'll run out of storage if I leave that many
Mhm.
Yes,
texts.
and
So
a
I
lot of it
will,
is text, yeah.
yes, like with pictures in it and things like that. And so every once in a while, I do have to do that.
That
But I
could be
did
a
see,
whole party, yeah, like, just
yeah,
phone because I follow a lady
phone
on
maintenance.
Instagram, and she's like, phone hacks, like, "Do you know that this is how you clean up this?" Or if you
Yeah.
oh, she has all kinds of crazy things that I don't even know, were out there, so that would be fun as
Hmm.
somebody who is real tech savvy to kinda,
Yes.
like, learn to use your phone more efficiently.
Mm.
Yes, because I got a new phone last Christmas. I know I'm barely scratching the surface
Mhm.
of what it offers me. I don't know how to use it, and I haven't really cared. But I think if somebody were showing me, how to do things,
Mhm.
that maybe I would
Yeah.
be interested. But I
Yeah.
did see a comment that definitely spoke my language.
Mhm.
It says, combine this with a nowhere to wear it party
Oh,
where you
yeah.
can finally have somewhere to wear that atrocious dress that's been hidden in the back of your wardrobe for years and somehow can't bring yourself to part with it.
Yeah.
So I liked the whole clothing thing going
Yeah.
along with it.
Yeah. I noticed that when I thought of you, Mindy. You could go to your upstairs closet and pick something out.
I mean, we could all dress from it.
The whole party.
The whole party.
I saw one that was relevant to me. It was need to do this. Someone said need to do this for an end of life planning, and I thought,
I
I know this
know.
doesn't relate to
Ooh.
me, but actually, my friend Janet and I have mentioned this multiple times. There's a thing called a knock box. It's called next of kin box, and you can
Mm.
Okay.
order it. It's like a box
Mhm.
that has a hanging file system in it, and they give you the folders, and basically, it tells you, you need to fill every one of these folders with this information so
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
if something happened to you, your family would know passwords and where things are and who you bank
Mhm.
with and who
Yeah.
you owe and all that stuff. And that's something that I'm never going to sit here on a weekend and do by myself. So
Right.
she said, Julie, why don't we buy it, go away for a weekend, like a girls' weekend, and bring everything we need and make our boxes?
That sounds so overwhelming,
I
Julie.
feel like that would ruin my weekend away.
Well, I mean, we would pick.
How would you even pack up all that stuff and bring it?
Well, she said a lot of it would be online, like
Oh.
you could print it
Okay.
off before, or
Uh-huh.
it would take a little work on the front end to figure out what you
Yeah.
needed, or
Uh,
we could do it at one of each other's houses. We could do that too.
Yeah. Or you
okay.
could do it and you can only go on your trip if you finished it before you go.
True, true.
Oh, I like that reward system.
Yeah,
I always need a prize.
yeah. But it
That
probably
brings up
wouldn't take as long as we think,
probably
No, it
not.
probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was one more comment, and I thought this one was kind of
Yeah.
sad, but I think I'll say it because there might be
Okay.
people out there that feel this way. It
Okay.
said, LOL, people actually go through problems on their own. People can't help like that. It's not a thing. And I thought that's kind of sad. Like,
No.
I don't know if that's true. Like, I do agree after grieving that you really do go through everything on your own. Like, you're the one that has to face the problem.
Yeah.
You're the
Mhm.
You
one that
do.
has to say, am I going to make it or not? You know?
Mhm.
But
Right.
I don't know. I think this conversation helped. Like,
Mhm.
how could this really work? Like
Mhm.
I may not have a party, but it is good reminder that there are people out there that know how to help you, that have
Yeah.
skills that you don't have, that have
Mhm.
answers that you don't have.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I don't think it's true that no one can help. Maybe not in this party sense. Maybe that's not
Right.
her
Right.
personality, but
Mhm.
but there's always people to ask that have the answers. You just
Right.
have to know who to ask. Find the people to
Yeah.
ask.
Because this topic alone, like I mentioned it to one person, And they were very excited about it, and it really resonated with them. And it doesn't take a party to talk to one person.
Right.
Right.
Like if you're not a party person, you if you mentioned it, it resonates with people. We all have different things, with different weights of levels of how hard it is to accomplish these things. And sometimes just doing something surface will help you get to the deeper things that are even more uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Oh.
All right, listeners, we would love to know what you think of this idea of a force party. Come and find us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast or email us at midlifematterspodcast@gmail.com. But before we go, we want to do I'm a Fan. All right, Julie, what are you a fan of this week?
All right. I'm a fan of a movie that I saw this week in the theater. And it was really fun because my son had worked on this film back in 2021 and it just came out this week.
Oh,
And it's
cool.
called Sketch. And the director and the producers had ties with Lipscomb University Film Department. So that was David's connection. And it's kind of been in the works since 2017. And then COVID hit, it's
Wow.
like a small budget thing, but the lead actor is Tony Hale. If you know him, he was from Arrested Development.
Okay.
And he's a comedian, really funny guy. He's really a nice guy. David said he got a picture with him. Like he treated everyone really, really great. Like even if you were the lowest man on the totem pole,
Mm.
he was just so friendly and kind. And so the movie got picked up by Angel. So Angel didn't produce it, but they're the ones distributing it. So
Yeah.
it's a kids movie. And it's a story where the kids have lost their mother and it's a single dad, trying to do his best to carry on without his wife. And he does a really good job. There's a lot of humor in it. So it's, it has kind of a mature message, but it is very much a kids movie. But it's also designed to be enjoyable for the adults who will be there with their kids. I think
That's
they
interesting.
accomplished all of that.
Yeah.
And
Aw.
so if you want to see more good movies come out, we've talked about this before, then support them. So go see Sketch.
Yeah.
So
Yes. that is
Yes,
so
thank you for
cool.
that.
And you had on your Instagram a little screenshot of David's name in the credits, and that's
Yes.
so cool.
yeah, it was fun to sit and watch the credits and finally see his name in there. So
That is amazing.
the whole family
and
went. So
I love movies like that
So
too.
cool.
yeah, I would say if you have it's not really for the age of my grandson. It would be more like elementary,
Okay.
Okay.
8, 9, 10, that age.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mindy, what are you a fan of this week?
I'm always a fan of reading my Kindle, but I'm a fan of my Kindle Unlimited that we do pay a subscription for each year. And the author, Kate Quinn, which we have all talked about her books in the past. Well, what I love is that recently I have found a lot of Kate Quinn's books with the Kindle Unlimited. So technically it's free, like it's already paid for with the subscription. And so if you have Kindle Unlimited, you're looking for something to read, you have no idea, there are some free options and it's an immediate download. You're not waiting for it to come in from the library or anything like that. So just putting that out there, if you're short on time, looking for something good to read. I have really been enjoying her freer options right now with Kindle Unlimited.
Okay. That's a good reminder. I forget about all those subscription services.
Yeah.
And it is nice not to have to wait in line electronically like you do at the library sometimes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm a fan of a very simple thing. Everyone knows I like to cook simply. And so at the shower, one of the things I was responsible for was fruit. So I thought, well, I could just cut up fruit and put it in a bowl, or I could do fruit kebabs, which I've never done before. Very simple to do. So my I'm a fan are these 6-inch little bamboo skewers that I ordered off Amazon. I think it's like 100 for $5. I mean, they're not expensive at all. So I cut up strawberries, I put a grapes on there and some cut up pineapple, and I just kind of rotated them. So they were colorful, they were easy, they were very light for people to just pick up and eat right off the stick. So
Oh,
if you
nice.
like things to be simple, but maybe add a little bit of extra, I'm going to link to these skewers. Just keep them in your kitchen. And when you're asked to bring fruit somewhere, you can really wow them.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, how fun.
So anyways, you guys keep me accountable and I'll try to keep you accountable for the things that we need to force each other to do.
Truly.
All right.
Yeah, this was fun though. I like the whole
Uh-huh.
kind of life hack, trying to trick ourselves into being productive.
I know. All right. Well, we'll talk with you next week.
All right.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.